Good morning. This is Shashidharan from retired Sydney Boys, and I am in Bangalore with my classmate and very good friend, Mr. Sunil Sherlekar, and I have come to his office to take an interview of Sunil. So here is Dr. Sunil Sherlekar, my classmate and old friend from 1973, and we studied together in Rajeshwar Vidyalaya in Mou, Indore. So welcome, Mr. Sunil.
Thank you, Shashi.
Yeah, we were actually friends, say at the age of maybe I joined in sixth standard in Rajeshwar, and you were already there from the
Yes.
first standard onwards.
No, from fifth standard.
Fifth standard, okay.
Yeah.
So Sunil, everyone knows that Sunil, a very brilliant, extraordinary classmate, person who achieved the first rank in the higher secondary, and also every year, every class, he was the topper, and he opted mathematics, and he joined IIT. He became a professor there, and I know a lot of people know him as the as a person who developed India's fastest computer those days, and better than me talking about his achievements, I asked Sunil to give an introductory talk, and then we carry on as we are. Yeah, that's good. So you may go. Yeah. So according to what we are bound to discuss, he joined as a development switchgear solution in 1978-79 in L&T. So over to you, Sunil. What do you say about your career beginning
Yeah.
after you
So
left school and after you?
yeah.
Yeah.
So after I finished my BTech,
Yeah.
I joined for a year. I worked in L&T.
Yeah.
And I joined the group which developed switchgear.
Switchgears. Yeah.
And it was a very good experience because
Mm.
it was a direct application of whatever I had learned during
Yeah.
my BTech.
Yeah.
But I worked that only for a year because I wanted to study further and, actually speaking, get into academics.
Okay. Okay.
At
Okay.
least then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
So
Yeah.
after working in L&T for a year, then I went back to IIT and I did my PhD.
Okay.
And I did my PhD in in a domain called electronic design automation.
Okay.
So basically, these are software tools which are used by chip designers.
Yeah.
To design chips.
Right.
And so I did research. I did my PhD in an area in EDA, in electronic design automation.
Right.
Then I joined faculty.
Yeah.
And we did a uh, mm, project. I mean, as a part of my research activities when I was on faculty. We did a research project which was jointly between IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, and Semiconductor Complex Chandigarh, which was the first chip manufacturing
Company.
company,
Yeah. Yeah.
PSU.
Yeah.
And we developed our own hardware description language. So
Right.
that is the language in which chip designers have to write specifications of the chip.
Okay.
And then after the specifications are written, then you need to simulate the design to make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. So we wrote a simulator. You need to write a synthesizer which will take this description and produce a description of the chip which can be used by a fab to actually make the chip.
Wow.
And then test pattern generator, which generates test patterns which will be used to test the chip once it is fabricated to see whether it works properly.
Okay.
So all these tools were developed. They were used by SCL engineers to design chips and fabricate them and supply them to defense and space and so on. couldn't unfortunately continue for too long because the fab in SCL burned down. Uh, some people say it was sabotage, but it's not very clear. But for reasons unknown, the government didn't build it again. If they had, we would have been like Taiwan, because when that fab burned down, the technology was leading technology in the world.
Wow.
And that is when TSMC started in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then then we also did some project for NTT LSI Labs in Japan.
Right.
Then what happened is there were some 4 NRIs who wanted to set up a company for electronic design automation in Bangalore. And they approached me, and I spent sabbatical for a while, and then I joined full time. And I was the CTO there.
Right.
And we were developing electronic design automation tools.
This is from 1995 to 2002.
That was, yeah. So on faculty, I was there from 82 to 95.
Okay.
From 95 to 2002, I spent time in this company.
Okay.
We initially did electronic design automation tools, but later we got into telecom, and we did a lot of work for telecom, for Nortel in Canada, and several companies in Japan. We developed our own technologies for high-speed modems, which we licensed around, for video compression, MPEG-4, which we again licensed around to several companies making mobile phones. So I had a good time.
Yeah.
Then I was there till 2002. Then I joined the Tata Group.
2002 to 2010, you were in Tata's.
Till 2010.
Yeah.
Yes. And there I set up an embedded systems lab, which was designing embedded systems and also doing chip design. Then I helped the Tata Group set up a company called Computational Research Labs in Pune. And we built a large computing system, which was at that time in 2006, it was like the 4th fastest in the world. And we did a lot of work on that system for a lot of companies in various domains. A Formula One car company for simulating Formula One car. Then the best was that we did weather prediction for the launch pad of Chandrayaan-1.
Wow.
For ISRO. And we got a nice certificate from the ISRO chairman thanking us. And then I shifted from the Tata Group. And I joined Intel
Bangalore.
in Bangalore. And I was taking care of the parallel computing research. So our job was to look at new processors which are coming up. And optimize various workloads. To show how good they are, and also give feedback to the design team as to how the next processor could be designed better. So I spent 5 years there, and then decided to start a company, and that was based on the research done in an institute in Bangalore called the Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research. It was set up by a well-known person called CNR Rao. So with one professor who had done this research, we started this company. And the company is focused on developing what is called multi-physics simulation tools. So basically, you solve equations involving multiple domains like fluid flow, heat transfer, chemical reactions, and so on. And then basically applying it to various domains. Okay, so the potential domains are aerospace, automobiles, process industry. Then we got a very good business from one company in Japan who makes equipment for semiconductor manufacturing.
Right.
And they wanted this equipment to be simulated. And they came to us because none of the existing available simulators could do the job accurately enough.
Right.
So we did that for them. We developed this. It took about 2 years to do the job, but we developed it successfully. Then to expand, we needed more money because unless you have a large computing system, you can't demonstrate any of your technologies.
Exactly.
So then we were looking around for investment, and then we got investment from Reliance Industries.
Right.
And we got sufficient investment to build a 250 node computing system.
Right.
And so now we are a subsidiary of Reliance Industries.
Right.
And we, over time, we have basically shifted to doing most of our work for Reliance. So we do simulation software development for their petrochem industry and for their new energy.
Yeah, fantastic. Good one. Yeah.
So that's where things are. I also serve on a lot of government committees, the National Supercomputing Mission Technology Advisory Committee.
Yeah.
Then there is a set of technology innovation hubs that the government has set up in various institutes. So on the review committee of that. And there is a Center for Semiconductor Technologies which has been set up in IIT Bombay. And I'm on the executive committee of that. And these are of course all voluntary activities.
Fantastic. So we have a small. So over to Sunil for details of his memories that we had in our school days. Yes.
Yeah. So school days were of course great fun. And as is usually the case, the best friends that you make in life, they are what you have in school.
Exactly.
That kind of closeness is not common.
Correct.
Elsewhere.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, sure, I was the topper, but there were other people who were quite good. And in fact, there was one guy who was at least as good as I was, but he didn't do academically well because he was simply not well behaved. But he's also done well in life. So it was also fun, discussing technical stuff. I mean, science and maths with other classmates. Not too much of extracurricular activity, except there was one. This is one story which is very interesting. So when I was in, I think, higher secondary or 10th standard or something. So we used to have an annual event in which there were plays that we set up.
Okay.
So I acted in one of those plays, which was basically the court scene of that Shakespeare's plays.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes.
No. Court scene of Shakespeare's
Shakespeare
play.
only. Okay.
Yeah. Where Portia is, one of the lawyers.
Yeah.
So, Merchant of Venice.
Merchant of Venice. Yes, I remember.
And then we wanted to set up an exhibition, science exhibition. The principal told us there's no money.
Yeah.
So what do we do? So we collected like 5 rupees. I mean, you should know what 5 rupees meant then. Okay.
Yeah.
So we collected 5 rupees. That was in 72, 73. So we collected 5 rupees from each classmate, and then we bought all the necessary stuff, and we set up a beautiful science exhibition. Now, we really wanted to return the money to everybody who had contributed.
Yeah.
So what we did is, when all this thing was going on, this celebration was going on, parents used to come and watch the plays and so on, and they used to come and watch the exhibition.
Yeah.
So we set up a small canteen and selling, samosa, kachori, chai, and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which we of course bought from somewhere else and we
Yeah.
were selling it there.
Yeah.
The interesting part is that uh, the commerce section wanted to compete with us on that,
Okay.
and they set up a canteen.
Okay.
Whereas we were selling everything briskly, those people were selling exactly more or less the same thing, but they couldn't sell.
Okay.
So we bought everything from them and sold it.
Yeah.
In the process, we made enough profit
Yeah.
to return 5 rupees 25 paisa to everybody.
Everyone. Wow.
So
Great.
that was a that
Mm.
was like a
Yeah.
real non-academic achievement.
Yeah. True.
So it was fun.
Yeah. And having said that, I remember in the exhibition, you were demonstrating Nimbu se Bijli.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
you
So
could show.
stuff two electrodes
Yeah. Yeah.
into a lime,
Yeah.
and then since lime has acidic properties, so
Mm.
it does produce
Yeah.
electricity.
And
Not
yeah.
very significant, but it
Okay.
does. Yeah. We
And
also made an artificial volcano.
yeah, it's I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
do you recall what I made during that time? No, no. I made
Mm.
a television, front portion of a television, and from the back I projected a newsreel.
Oh
That
yes,
that
yes,
one,
yes,
that
yes,
projector
yes,
belonged to the
yes, yes.
Rajesh Vidyalaya itself.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was lying there in the godown for
yeah,
years, dusty. I just did a cleaning and I projected the movie in 1973, the final year of
yeah,
73,
yeah. 73.
the science
Yeah,
exhibition.
yeah. That was
And
very nice.
yeah, that
Yeah,
everyone rushed and all wanted to see what a TV looked like.
yeah.
And actually, it was only a TV cabinet that I made. The rest of the thing was a projection from the
Um,
back. So that was my achievement.
yeah, that was really good. No, I remember you
Yeah,
used to be very good at electronics.
yeah, I
I mean,
used to, yeah,
you have used that what is that transistor called
yeah,
OC71.
yeah, yeah, yeah. USB,
So
yes, I did.
yeah, you used that transistor and
Yeah,
actually made a radio.
yeah, yeah.
That was
Yes, I did.
something.
2SB 75, 77, 75. All
Yeah,
those were my components I was playing with those
yeah,
days.
yeah,
Because I had the background of School of Signals, my dad's MCT, where
yeah,
technical people used to come in contact with me.
yeah,
And those were the days, yes.
yeah.
And yeah, it was fun. I also remember our other classmates who used to be very active in singing and
Sajal.
yeah, Sajal
Yeah,
Chanda,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah. He is fantastic.
yeah, he's
He is
fantastic.
even now.
Yeah,
He's damn good.
yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
And what I do now, I whatever I couldn't do in the past, I'm trying to create now. I'm going for singing. I'm learning so many new things after my retirement. So, do you have anything like that, or you are still stuck with your job-oriented things? So how are
Ah.
you?
So no, I mean I'll slowly withdraw
Oh,
from this
mm,
job
mm,
thing,
mm.
but uh, technologically I will
Yeah,
remain involved
yeah,
with all these
yeah,
government activities
activities.
and institute activities.
Good one.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is something I will do.
yeah,
But those are all voluntary,
yeah,
so
yeah.
there's no
Mm.
stress of
Yeah,
commitment
yeah, exactly.
when you're not paid.
Yeah,
And the other thing, of course,
mm.
is
Yeah,
spiritual development.
yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
actually more important.
More important. Yes.
So I have started listening to
Mm.
somebody called Swami Sarvapriyananda,
Okay.
who is from the Ramakrishna Mission,
Okay.
and his lectures are absolutely brilliant.
Wow. Good. I will also try to tune in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I'm also very much spiritual these days. So I also attend meetings of yogis and I read books of yogis and all that. And I practice yoga these days
good.
since last 2 3 years, and it is keeping me fit. In other words, breathing and all that. Yeah, that's great. And do you have any other old memories that you want to give it to our friends?
Oh, well,
Mm.
one thing I should talk about is the teachers. I mean,
Yeah,
they were
good,
really
good.
good and
Yeah, yeah.
so committed. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I still remember that when Kaushik sir
Mm.
started teaching us Hindi,
Yeah.
in 1 year, my vocabulary must have at least doubled.
Double, yes, yes.
And the other teacher I must
Mm.
mention is Mittal sir.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
taught physics and
Yeah.
maths.
Yeah.
He is one person who forget punishing anybody.
Yeah.
He never even raised his voice.
Correct.
But it was in his class
Yeah.
that even the bottommost student learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a very significant
Yeah.
achievement.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, if somebody is motivated, I was motivated to learn anyway, so
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no big deal
Yeah.
if I learn.
Yeah.
But if the person at the bottom of the class learns,
Yeah.
who is not motivated,
Yeah. Yeah.
that is a great achievement.
Hats off.
I mean,
Yeah. Exactly.
he's a phenomenal person.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kept in touch with him for a long time after that. And
Okay.
the most important thing
Yeah. Yeah.
about him, I mean, besides
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
of course, is
yeah.
as important,
Yeah.
he had his own business
Yeah. Yeah.
in Indore.
Yes.
And he did not have to teach to make money,
Yeah.
but he loved to teach.
To teach.
And he used to travel
Yeah.
21 kilometers
Yeah.
one way and 21 kilometers the other way from Indore every day to teach.
That is
I mean, that kind
very
of commitment
dedicated,
is just
very dedicated person. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The Kaushik sir, when you mentioned, I remember him. I used to write Hindi. I learned Hindi there only. So I used to write in Hindi, and most of my Hindi words used to be from Malayalam. So he used to say, "Amma, yaar, kya likhte ho tum?"
Yeah.
So that was one incident I remember. And also for us, we had because I opted biology. Um, I was in a different class when we were not together. Like you were in maths and I had biology. My batch of biology actually produced 5 doctors from the same batch, 5 doctors.
Yeah.
And how many engineers or professionals in mathematics of this thing produced from your batch? Do you recall?
Engineers.
Yeah, engineers. Yeah.
Okay. So there was a bit of a problem when we did higher secondary.
Yeah.
And the problem was that the papers somehow were very difficult.
Yeah.
So, in fact, in that year, only 26% people passed
Oh, okay.
from the science stream.
Science. Okay. Yeah.
So, I got some 80%.
Okay.
So, which was considered good. I mean, I had 13th rank in the board.
Mm.
And I applied, I gave the IIT entrance exam and I got into IIT.
Yeah. Okay.
The next highest was Sajal.
Yeah.
And he had 65%.
Okay. Okay.
And only one guy, Sunil Firke, got into engineering because it required a minimum of 55% marks and nobody else had that much.
Oh, okay.
From the maths group.
Okay. Okay. And Vikram and all.
So, sorry,
Vikram.
I should have mentioned that. So, Vikram was the other guy who got in.
Okay.
And he, of course, had good marks in the board also. But he joined BITS Pilani. So he got through. I don't know whether they used to have an entrance test then. Probably they did.
Yeah.
So Vikram was the Vikram, Sunil Firke. I don't know of anybody else.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Doctors, of course.
Yeah,
many
we
people.
know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We don't have much of them. Yeah. Yeah. So
Vikram has done very well in his career.
Yeah.
He spent almost his entire career in Thermax.
I know. Yeah. Great. So, do you have any suggestions for the young generation who is coming up with what you can guide them?
Whoever in the young generation wants to pursue anything related to science.
Yeah.
So, medicine, science itself, engineering.
Yeah.
The only advice I go around giving is learn physics, chemistry, maths well.
Exactly.
If you learn these 3 things well,
Yeah.
you'll be able to switch from any field to any field.
Yeah,
because these are the
basis
of everything.
Correct.
And my advice also is that even if you take bio, please take maths.
Yeah.
Because these days
it goes coupled together.
If you want to do real research in biology, you can't do it without maths. Earlier, people did all of biology
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
using maths.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
Biology is so complex that the maths that needs to be used
Yeah.
requires a lot of computing power,
Correct. Correct.
because those equations are so complex you can't solve them in by pen and paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to use large computing power, which was not available in those days. So there was no question of using maths to study biology.
Exactly. Exactly.
But now it is very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. I love.
Yeah. So throughout
Yeah.
our my stay in the school, Father Barreto was the
Yeah.
principal,
Principal.
and he was a really nice person.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And he, one of the things I remember about him, I mean, he was the principal, so there was
Yeah.
not that much interaction with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the things I remember about him is he was from Goa, and he was, of course, very fond of Goa.
Yeah.
In those days, there was this great magazine called Illustrated Weekly of India.
Yeah. Illustrated Weekly. Yeah.
It's unfortunately not there now.
Yeah.
And one issue was on Goa and all the temples of Goa and so on.
Yeah.
And
Churches.
he had cut out all those things and put them on the notice board for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah.
So that is one thing I remember about
Yeah.
him. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember him teaching us a moral class,
Yeah.
where he used to come and give us talks about, and he used to teach us idioms. Remember idioms?
Yeah. Yeah.
He used
Idioms.
to
Yeah.
very what do you call, a beautiful way of explaining his own style. He had his own style of
Yeah.
teaching us idioms, English from.
Yeah.
He said it will be useful to you, and then I remember that you
Yeah.
were always a front bencher, so you were always in the front. You were a front bencher, first row, first boy. So we were mostly back. Me, Jesse, and I don't remember.
Anil
Yeah,
Behel.
Vision. We were almost
Vision.
in the back bench
Yeah.
those days. Yeah, and it was nice catching up 4 years or 5 years back, around the 45th year of our schooling when we all met.
Yeah.
That was a nice memory that I still carry. A lot of friends who gathered. Yeah. And what do you remember anything about Mr. Managers who used to teach us English?
Yes, I do. He used to teach us English, and maybe 1 year he also taught history. I'm not very sure.
Okay.
Oh, one interesting thing he mentioned
Yeah.
was, the church always had this conflict
Yeah.
with science earlier,
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And there was this, I mean, we know this story about Galileo and how he was
Galileo.
persecuted badly.
Yeah.
And Menzies sir said, I don't understand why he was persecuted. After all, whether the sun goes around the earth or the earth goes around the sun, what has it got to do with God?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it made sense.
Yeah.
But then in those days, the church also had a little to do with God.
Yeah.
They were more busy persecuting people.
Exactly.
But yeah.
And our living teacher now is Mr. Samuel Paul.
Yeah.
He is still in Mau. And you remember any incidents?
Not well. Yeah, one incident in which he got a scolding from Father Barreto.
Okay.
So he took us for a see, there was a dolls exhibition.
Okay.
Which was going around the country.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
So we were taken to see the dolls exhibition.
Yeah.
But then after seeing that, Paul sir said, let's go and see a movie. So we went and saw a movie before coming back.
Yeah. Okay.
And Father Barreto found out that.
Oh.
And he gave a major tongue lashing to Paul sir, saying, you took them to see a dolls exhibition and you went for a movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's not right.
Okay. Yeah, as a young Samuel Paul sir with us during those days, he was very, very informative, and he used to tell us things which were not in the books.
Yeah.
Everything science related, everything, most modern things which would have come out those days.
Yeah.
He used to be like very much known about science things in those
Yeah.
days.
He taught us science
He's
in the
taught us
earlier
science. That is
classes.
how
Yeah.
he related us with
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever new things came in the market. And when he used to show that how to wear a lens, artificial lens, he showed us that's still valid. In 70s, he showed us that how he would or anyone would wear a contact
Contact
lens,
lens.
and
Yeah.
that is still the same. And those days, I had not seen a physical contact lens. See how the knowledge was, how he carried that information. So that was maybe through
Yeah.
movies or some James Bond movies or something which he was interested. But even today, I am hats off to him that
Yeah.
he knew the technology, and that is that. Anything else you remember after
Mm.
any batchmates information for joke? Anything you remember? Like we used to get beatings from Sanskrit teacher. Remember?
Katmore, sir. Mm.
Yeah, and Burelal sir, and
Mm.
tag when we couldn't recite the slogas. So I remember that very much. So too many other classmates do. So that was one thing. So Father Beroto's one more incident is Father Beroto used to ask you, Sunil, how is he? What is he doing? How is he in the class? And you would say so.
Mm.
And every time stand up, and used to ask same thing. How is he doing? So I used to get that information that whatever Father Beroto is believing is what you say.
Right.
Being very much a studious boy in the class. So I can't get hold of few people like Philip, Daniel, and all. Where they have gone, I have no idea.
Uh.
Colin Peters, I met him in Dubai
Oh,
once.
really?
Yeah, and
Uh.
we exchanged phone numbers and all. But he's now in States.
Colin used to say it's okay if I get thrashed because I become stronger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
Philip
yeah.
was a great football player,
Football player. Yeah.
and he played for the district,
Okay.
and he should have been chosen
Yeah.
for representing the state.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of corruption, and you had
Okay.
to give bribes and all, so
Okay.
he
Okay.
couldn't afford
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Likewise, I remember this one Gordon Coelho. Couldn't get hold of him. Don't know where he is.
mm,
Gordon Coelho was one again a border from them. Yeah, that's that.
yeah,
And so I'm looking forward for a reunion which
yeah, that'll
we
be
missed
nice.
in the
Yeah,
50th year.
yeah,
So along this year or next year, if
yeah.
everyone is ready, I hope someone will come forward and say
No,
that
no.
we should.
Like last time,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best thing to do
yeah,
is to say we are just ask
yeah,
several. You can do a doodle poll or something.
yeah,
You say
yeah,
if sufficient number are interested,
yeah.
just fix the date.
Data. Yeah,
Whoever wants to come,
come.
come. Don't want to come, don't come.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Simple.
yeah.
You can't wait for everybody to say
Everyone to
yes.
say
That doesn't
because
work.
it goes haywire when you listen to
Yeah,
everyone.
last time that's what we did. We said
Yeah,
this is the date now.
yeah, yeah,
Whoever
yeah,
can come, come.
yeah, yeah,
And enough people came
yeah,
actually.
yeah. So most of our companions are doing well. James,
Yeah,
this one, Jamshed is there, Harjinder is there,
yeah,
and yeah, with cooperation of everyone, we can do it. And whether the venue is in Mau or elsewhere, we
yeah,
can manage it.
yeah,
So local Gopal Krishna and all the Agarwal and all those people can do a good amount of work to get this done.
yeah.
You know. So rest is all our future is all depending on what we forecast from now. So I just wanted to ask, how is your family doing, Sunil? How is
Well,
Gauri
quite
doing,
well.
and your
Yeah,
children? Your
yeah.
daughter is in US, you said.
Daughter and son-in-law are doing postdoc
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Stanford. They are
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
biologists.
And how
And
is your
son
yeah,
just finished his PhD from
yeah,
Waterloo University in Canada.
Canada? Good one. And how is your granddaughter?
She's fine. She
Fantastic. Yeah.
31st December she'll be 5.
5. Okay, good to know all that.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you all for watching this vlog of my classmate Sunil Sherlekar. We met a couple of times after leaving school, but it is our cherished, friendship is very hot and nice, and we are very much happy at this meeting. And thank you all. A good day. Cheers. All right, thank you very much, Sunil,
Thank you.
for making this successful.
Pleasure.